Hey guys, this is Pary's podcast. Welcome to the show.
Why it's amazing, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely like, isn't it the most popular Harry Potter movie? The third one?
Well, the most popular is probably the last one. It's the
Part
most
two?
popular. Right.
Oh, probably because like that's the final. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
But part 3 is where it grew up. Like it grew up with the young generation.
That's what I noticed too. Yeah,
'Cause
like
it got dark.
it did
yeah.
get darker, didn't it? Like, yeah, like that whole movie just took place at night.
It's got that ambience.
Yeah, doesn't
Yeah.
it?
You gotta see that. I watched that essay about Prisoner of Azkaban all the time because it's just amazing.
Really? Yeah, I've watched a bunch of movie reviews. As like I've watched a bunch of Dark Knight stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That's like why this movie's incredible and stuff like that.
Yeah, Dark Knight's amazing.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with Chow Down Detroit, right? Mr. Song out here.
That's me.
How you doing,
Yes.
dude?
I'm doing great.
We're talking about the best Harry Potter movie, and there is a correct answer. It's Prisoner of Azkaban.
By far the best one, for sure.
Dude, okay, thank you so much for coming.
You're welcome.
I'm really glad you're here. And, like, the first question I just want to start off with is, where's your favorite place to eat in Detroit, as someone who's been to everywhere and beyond?
How about if I say Metro Detroit, right outside of Detroit?
Yeah, Metro Detroit.
I just went there last night, actually. It's
Oh, really?
Eddie's Gourmet in Oak Park.
Oh, okay. I
It's
haven't been there before.
It's by far one of the best restaurants around for me. It's very casual, but you could get gourmet food. So I got a steak last night, filet, with
boy.
grilled shrimp and zip sauce. It was amazing, man. Really good.
How do you know which food spots you want to go to? Do you research them beforehand, or do you just, like, are you, like, on the lookout for, like, new restaurants that are open?
I'm not really into. It doesn't have to be new for me. I would go to an older restaurant as long as they have something there that just intrigues me, like a dish that makes me want to say, "Oh, I gotta try that." So that always helps. But I kind of hear it from word of mouth from people, or just doing my own research online, or seeing it on Instagram on other people's pages, or people letting me know about it. And that's how I get like, oh, I need to try that spot. And that's how I get the idea of going there.
One of the first pictures that I saw of you was, like, when you went to, like, was it Big Al's Pizza? Or that?
Oh,
What's that?
yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yep.
Where
Big
you
Al's.
had, like, this giant pepperoni pizza that was, like, it just, like, went from, like, your shoulders to, like, your hips.
Right.
And then you were like,
Yeah.
and I was like, this is so cool.
Well, you got to get that excited when you're holding a big pizza like that, you know? So,
Yeah, but so what I've noticed with your pictures is that you look like you're having a great time.
yeah.
Because every once in a while you post a picture like that where, like, you're in it with the food.
Right.
And I was like, you look like you're really loving this. Whereas a lot of people, they just have, like, they'll show a picture of the food, but I'm just like, who's taking the photo?
Yeah.
Like, I know it doesn't matter, but, like, a part of me is curious. And then watching, like, that you smiled at giant pizza was like, oh, he looks like he's really loving this.
I'm glad that you said that, because there are some Instagrammers that I look at, and they'll show pictures of themselves eating, and like what you're saying, they don't look like they're actually enjoying.
No, it doesn't. Yeah.
They're almost like modeling. Like they're.
Yeah, that's what it is.
For me, I'm like, oh man, if I see a giant pizza that's 3 feet
You
tall,
look like a little kid. Like,
Right.
look at
I'm
this
like,
pizza.
it's crazy. You know? Yeah, I got excited for that one.
Did you eat all of it? And for those,
No.
like, we're gonna put the picture, like, on the video so you can see how giant
yeah.
this pizza is.
No, it's actually a pizza uncut. If you actually order that, they don't give it to you the way I showed it.
Oh, really?
They cut it up into slices so you could share. So that's more for a look. So you know, if you went there today and ordered that, you would get that big slice,
Yeah.
but it would be cut up into different slices, so multiple slices, so you could actually just eat little slices.
So you took, like, the photo first, then you just chowed down.
Exactly.
You just went
I
at
found
it.
out, right. And I shared, of course. I can't eat that much. So.
But no, that's a giant piece of pizza.
Yeah, and it's cool because it's gimmicky.
Yeah, but like, it's so cool.
In the restaurant world, especially with social media, you almost have to have some type of gimmick if you want that type of traffic. Because there are a handful of restaurants that don't need gimmicks, and they'll always be popular and always be lines out the door or whatever. But some restaurants, they need help. They need something like that to get people talking.
Do you feel that because of Instagram, like restaurants have changed their menu and the way that they present food to be? You think so?
Oh, for sure.
Like how long you been doing this? Like were you here before Instagram or after?
Yeah, I've been doing food photography and posting about food probably about 15 years.
Okay, yeah, so,
even longer maybe.
So you noticed the trend of like changing like with social media and like with all these food pictures, like.
Oh yeah.
So what was it? I mean, this is a weird question, but like, what was it like before? Did food just not look as good, or did people just not posting pictures of it as much?
No, I think plating at restaurants, plating is important. It's been like that forever.
Yeah.
It's not just recently, but I think the rise recently with Instagram is not the plating. It's more of the wow factor. So there's even some restaurants that only care about the way it looks, not really the food, right? There are places that will do sushi burrito or something.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which, if you ever had sushi burrito, it's not that great.
Yeah, like I've had sushi and I can enjoy that. Just like the little, but I've never had a full on burrito.
It's a little gimmicky because it is gimmicky because in my opinion, I wouldn't order a sushi burrito if I had a choice. I'd rather get a roll, like a regular maki roll, you know. And sushi burrito is just a lot of rice.
That's what I would think, yeah.
It's too much rice, I believe, and it's more of a gimmick. But it works because when you post something like that, people just go nuts over it. But once you have it, because it worked on me.
Yeah, right.
I went because,
maybe it didn't work on you, but like that's kind of your art form. So
yeah,
it's not like they got you or something.
Right.
It's like you wanted to explore what everyone else is looking at. Like it's very different, isn't it?
Yeah, and once I tried it, I'm like, well, it wasn't like, oh, I'm craving that sushi burrito again. I actually never ordered it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But because like when you eat it, do you just eat it like? Because like I feel like if it was me, I would cut it up and make it sushi and then eat it.
Well, that's what happened. So I went to a place called Yuzu Sushi, and I could say something about them because they closed down. But it's in Royal Oak on Woodward, and actually their food was decent. That wasn't a problem. But when they made my sushi roll, it was really loose. So when I started eating it, and it just fell apart. So what basically happened was I just ate it like with a fork.
Yeah, you know? like a bowl.
Right.
Yeah, as someone who, like, rice is like a primary part of my diet, and if I see something has too much rice, it's got way too much rice. Right. What has been, like, your favorite food that you had that, like, looks good and tastes good?
Looks good and tastes good?
Yeah, like, do you ever encounter something that, like, doesn't look appetizing, but you're like, whoa?
Yeah, just recently I went to Eureka Eatery, right?
Oh my God. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's in Monroe.
Yeah.
It's kind of far down south, but their fried chicken sandwich is their hot chicken sandwich is probably my favorite hot chicken sandwich I ever had in my life. And it's amazing. And when I saw the picture that they posted on their Instagram, it looked really good. Like really.
Sandwiches are tricky though, right? Because like, how can you take a picture of one, like, they all look so similar. It's not like a salad where you can like decorate it.
Yeah.
The way a sandwich is like pretty standard, isn't it?
It is, but you just got to make the meat come out and make it look all scrumptious, and the colors, and the bread and the sauce, everything has to just be right. Like Stage Deli, for example, when I took pictures of their sandwiches, it looks really good because you got meat, you have the sauerkraut, you have the dressing.
Just hearing you talk about it is like, oh my God, I haven't eaten today.
But it's all the layers of a sandwich that makes it look really tempting. But it's the way I photograph it to the point like it's like in your face, like boom, here's the meat, everything.
Yeah, like yours, like it's really well defined. Like you can look at the sandwich and like you can see all the ingredients basically in
That's
the thing.
what you want to show on Instagram or social media or a blog.
So what do people do wrong when they take photos of food? Like, because since you're someone who does it right, what are some common mistakes people do when they want to do it for their own social media?
Number one thing is lighting. Lighting is really bad. It's funny, I tell people that wants to be food Instagrammer.
A foodie?
Yeah, foodie.
Okay.
And I'll say, you should take that picture by the window, right? And that's because you want the natural light.
Yeah.
But it's funny because they will take it by the window and they'll have it say the window's like right in front of you. They put the hamburger or something right in front of the window, but they'll shoot it in the opposite way of the light.
Oh, yeah.
So they're not getting the concept of the lighting, right?
Yeah.
So if the light's coming the towards you, you got to face the camera with the light. So that means you'll get a good
I
shot,
see.
right?
Okay.
So you have to understand lighting. I went to a photography school for everything. Like I went to an art college for all this, but
I believe
for
it.
little things like that, I always thought this is common sense. If you put it by natural light, it's going to look good. But it's shocking to me when I see people take it by the natural light. They use natural light, but they do it the opposite way, and that's because they just don't get the concept of light, right?
But you didn't have to learn that. That's just something you picked up through experience, right?
Well, I mean, I did have to learn lighting.
Yeah.
Like I had courses in just lighting, right?
Oh,
Where we have
multiple?
studio lights. Like I saw that you have a studio light.
Yeah.
And as soon as you have a studio light, you have to know how to light your subject. Because, for example, if we had a light in here on you without diffusion, you would just be harsh shadows with your nose and eyes, right? So you have to learn everything about lighting. You might want to reflect that light off, bounce it off your wall to have more of a softer glow, right? So in food, it's the same thing. If you have a harsh light from the sunlight, for example, like I usually don't like direct sunlight. I like some type of a cloud or something over the sun, so I get some diffused light. So it's more of a overall clean light instead of a direct harsh.
So summer is like not a good time for photos?
Summer's great as long as it's. I would take it in the shade. For example, if I took a burger outside to take a picture because I want the natural light, I would take it in the shade and take the picture and brighten it up in my editing. Because if I took it with a harsh sunlight, you'll get like shadows of the lettuce going right on the bread
Oh my
and things like
gosh.
that.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so you have to learn lighting, and that's one of the, I think, number one thing that people need to learn. Or even if they took a bad picture with a bad light, you need to edit to make it brighten that picture up to make it like.
What do you use
brighter.
to edit?
My favorite app is Snapseed. It's free. It's made by Google. It's available for iOS or Android. That's a really good free app where you could brighten things up and you could do all the different editing that you need to do. And then second one I use after I use Snapseed initially is Visco. It's called VSCO. And then I would use a couple filters on there that I really love to make it really bright and punchy and contrasty. And that's the main two apps.
This is what's always been like crazy to me is when I look at a photo, I don't know how much work went into it.
Yeah.
Like, is that at all frustrating? Knowing how much effort you put into finding this food, like ordering it off the menu, like taking a picture of it, editing it, only for someone to look on Instagram, like click like, just tap it twice, and like, okay, next.
Well, actually, if they tap it twice, that's a compliment because it's not easy to get likes.
It really,
It's not because
even now, like when you're established.
yeah, because you have to remember. Say I've averaged like 2,200 or 2,300 likes per picture, and I have 117,000 followers.
Jesus.
Well, the percentage is really low if you think about from likes to
Followers.
Yeah. And that's throughout everyone. Like you could look at Kanye West's Instagram, and his likes are probably same percentage as how many followers
Why is
he has.
that?
Even if he has 30 million followers,
That's true.
he doesn't get more than maybe 1 million likes or something on a picture, right?
He has like a 1 out of 30 like rate.
Right, and that's because people look at pictures without liking it. It's now we're getting to the point where people are too lazy even to double tap.
Oh,
pictures,
goodness
you know?
gracious.
It's kind of like that because when I meet up a friend, like I would say, like even you, you could say, "Hey, I love that picture that you posted the other day. I want to eat at that place." And I would say to my friend, like, "Then why don't you comment or like it?"
Right? Yeah,
You know?
exactly.
I didn't see you liking it. I didn't see you commenting on it, and that's because they see it, but they don't interact with it, right? So that's why there's an impression. So if you look at my Instagram, it tells me how many people actually saw it.
Versus how many actually interacted with it.
Right. So like
Okay.
a picture, from a couple of days ago might have 80,000 to 100,000 impressions, meaning 100,000 people saw it, but only 2,800 people actually liked it. Double tapped.
Yeah, like the other one could actually like it. They just actually like didn't double tap the photo to show they like it.
Right, and that's why I think one of the
Interesting.
reasons why Instagram is getting rid of likes. and that they already started in Canada and some other countries. And some of my friends actually don't see likes anymore on their Instagram. So they already started in America, like, because right now my friend showed me on his personal Instagram, went to my Instagram, and it showed that there was no likes, except that few of his friends liked it. It only shows if their friends like.
As in, like, you can't. So, like, if I like with that new system, so if I liked a photo on Instagram, like if I liked your photo, for example, so other people wouldn't see how like that I liked it. Is
only
that
if we have mutual friends. So
okay, so if I
your mutual friend, your friend on Instagram, if they liked my photo, you saw that he liked it.
right.
But if a random stranger liked it, you wouldn't see it. Like, you wouldn't say that I have 1,000 likes.
Why?
They're trying to get rid of it because what people are noticing is that, like, say for you, if you posted a picture and say you're not getting enough likes, you would delete it. Some people do that. I don't think you would, but
I wouldn't. Yeah, I'm also not like in the same space though.
Right.
That's very different.
And some people aren't posting as much because if they post maybe 3 times in one day, they don't get all the likes. Because, for example,
oh my gosh,
because of the algorithm, you might not see my post, right? And that's what happens sometimes. So people like me, I only post once a day at a certain time. So what they're trying to do is if they get rid of likes, maybe I'll post. If I stop caring about likes, I'll post more. And actually, I want that to happen.
Okay. But by the way, once a day is not little. Like that's
a lot of work. Still.
Yeah, once a day. Like it sounds like it's not much. Once a day is a lot.
Yeah.
So I don't know if people don't understand that, but like it's so. That's what like I've always wondered like for someone like who puts so much work into one picture and then like it just. Because like let's say you put like 3 hours into like the process of like this one photo, right? And then someone just looks at it for 3 seconds. Like, does that yield any sort of reward for you?
No, I mean, well, I would never take 3 hours, but I see what you mean. Like, process of being there, taking pictures and editing. But I really think that if you post something and if people like it, that's fine. But I want to start not caring about likes. You know what I mean? And I really want Instagram to do that because it is kind of a weird feeling to have where if I post a picture, I'm like, I posted a picture last week, I'm like, oh, I know for sure this is going to go viral.
Definitely, I've definitely done those.
And I posted it and I'm like, man, this is not doing that well. And I don't know if Instagram is not putting it on people's front of the pictures or not, but it kind of made me feel like,
So what's going on?
Yeah, what is going on? It made me kind of think about it. I'd rather not think about it. I'd rather just post it and for you guys or everyone, my family and friends to look at it. And it's like helping them choose a restaurant to eat or whatever. And for me not to sit there and dwell over it. Like, I don't want to care about it.
Yeah, like, my thing with, like, YouTube is, like, once it's, like... Because once you upload it to, like, a public, it's no longer yours.
Right.
It's what they, like, perceive it as.
Yeah. YouTube is the worst because...
YouTube. Yeah, you're telling me.
I posted on YouTube, and it would get, like... In 3 days, it would get, like, 80 views. And I'm sitting there, like... Come on, only 80 views?
Yeah.
But YouTube is super hard. It's like a whole nother world, man.
Do you think it's harder than Instagram?
Way harder than Instagram.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
YouTube is super hard.
I thought Instagram was harder than YouTube.
It was harder for me to get... I have 1,200 subscribers on YouTube.
Okay.
It was harder for me to get to 1,000 on YouTube than it was 100,000 for Instagram.
Really?
Yeah, it was that much work.
Do you think that's just for you, though? Because your content is more like, here's like a frame, like one picture. Like, or were you making videos of food as well? Like, what were you releasing onto YouTube? Like, was it the same thing?
As a YouTuber, you know how much work it is to put in, to making one YouTube video.
Oh, it's a bitch.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
So all the hours I spent on making my YouTube, like my vlogs and putting music and editing, and the results that I get, which are 100 views, 80 views, 200 views. And one of my vlogs, I think got 10,000 views, which I'm really lucky. It's only because the subject matters is in Vegas about a famous restaurant. But
was it Gordon Ramsay's?
No, it was a Thai place, a famous Thai restaurant that Anthony Bourdain loved.
Ooh, love Anthony Bourdain.
Yeah. But anyways, all that hard work I put on YouTube for 1,000 subscribers doesn't compare to me just doing something I love anyways, eating, and taking a picture and posting about it, because I started Instagram without needing or wanting or caring about followers. I just posted it to show where I've been eating as a journal. But it's all the hard work that you put on YouTube like you do, and the results is very minimal, right? Like it's really
so it's like if looking at like for example for Instagram, if you have like 1 million like followers, you're only getting like, let's say 1 out of 30 likes. On YouTube, it's like more like 1 out of 100.
Oh yeah, or more.
Or more. You know, I definitely noticed that. Like because when I hit 1,000 subscribers, like some of my videos, like it takes so long.
Right.
And I don't. But I'll tell you one thing about YouTube that I've noticed is like after I hit my first 1,000, to get like going from 0 to 100, that took like literally a year.
See what I mean?
A year,
right?
But going from 1,000 to 1,100 took about 5 weeks.
Right, and they say that about YouTube. Once you get more subscribers,
it's like a prolific exponential like increase.
Right.
Yeah, it's like the more you have, the bigger you get.
So you just said that it took a year to get 100.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
I guarantee you. You could start an Instagram today, doing whatever you want. And you started really working hard on it. You would get 100 followers probably in a month.
Oh yeah.
So that's why I think that it's harder for YouTube, you know. And Instagram is just a little bit easier because with hashtags and with the Explore page,
people can find you easier. Is that what it is?
It's much if you like. If I start another Instagram today, it would be a lot easier for me to get 1,000 new followers.
Then 1,000. Oh yeah, that for certain.
Say I just started because I love movies. Say I started a movie review YouTube.
Will you?
I kind of want to. But what if
Future enterprises over here?
But if I started it right now today, a movie YouTube review page, I guarantee you I probably won't get 100 followers for a year or more.
It'll take a while.
It'll take a long time.
Yeah.
Because there's few movie critics I follow, and I started following them when maybe they have 100 subscribers or 80 subscribers, and they're still not at 1,000. And this is like for years, you know? It's really hard.
YouTube is certainly hard.
YouTube is really hard.
That's hard time, by the way.
Yeah.
That was it. All right, where can they find you, social media-wise? That's that camera.
Yeah, Chahal Down Detroit on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. I'm on all the social media pages as Chahal Down Detroit.
And I'm going to put it like the link in the description below if everyone want to stalk you or eat what you're eating.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, man. Thanks for coming out. All right, everybody. Peace.